characters, if I put it that way? Who were the characters in this reenactment?
Please come again.
Who were the characters in this reenactment?
I don't know the people who were acting on that thing, but the witnesses who were in the house were telling them this is what I did, and then the person will act the same way as being described by the witness who was in the house.
Thank you. Now you said at some point Brigadier Kininda also requested you to go and take some measurements and just to go and have a physical observation of those that he referred to as the people of interest in this case, not so?
Bonus bebabheka njengabantu abangababheka ababekhona ngesikhathi sesigameko noma ke ababebona sengathi bangaba nosizo oluthize abangaletha.
That's correct, man.
Thank you.
Unjalo.
And then you, amongst others, you went to Mr. Mnube, who's accused number 3, and there's a story that you told this court relating to some scars on the leg. Can you please repeat it?
Weje wahamba wabona nomsolo wesithathu kwaMncube and khona la wakhuluma khona mhlambe ngamaskazi kuthiwa eseyinyaweni phinda futhi.
But when I looked at the reconstruction that I did, I said the first bullet has hit the floor, the tile, in and about approximately 90 degrees.
Yeah.
And then it fragmented. So the fragments which come from that bullet could have hit anyone who was close within that vicinity. And I said, but let me just check their legs. If there's any scars from the fragments, maybe I can see something that I can identify and see that these scars might be linked to that thing. And then
Ushuthi khona inhlamvu eyashaya phansi le nhlamvu lena ke ushaka yashaya yavithizela okusho ukuthi ngicabanga ukuthi ke nje ekuvithizekeni kwayo le nhlamvu lena kusho ukuthi khona mhlambe umonakalo noma ukulimala engaba ingakushiya kwabanye bekhona, so ngangifuna ukufunisisa ukuthi ngabe kwakunjalo na.
Yes.
But when I went to accused number 3, after taking the measurements, I asked him to take off his shoes and the socks.
Yes.
Emva kwalokho ngase ngiya kumsolo wesithathu emva ukuthi ngibone lokho ngase ngimcela ukuthi akakhumule izicathulo namasokisi akhe.
Yes.
But when I checked his legs, he said that when he was young, he was playing soccer and he was playing out in the field.
Yes.
The scars that I see on the legs could be from his childhood when he was playing there.
Yes.
Athi ke hayi ke lezi la ubonakala sengathi kwakunezilonda enyaweni zakhe uthi yena cha walimala esemncane.
Ngesizulu scars ibazi phela. Yes, not ilonda. Ilonda into esese fresh. Scars ibazi. But thank you.
Kwake kwaba nesilonda khona.
Okay. La kuke kwaba nesilonda khona. Thank you. Okay, but then his explanation was, in fact, before that. So when you requested him to take off his shoes and socks, you could observe some scars.
Manje umuthi ke kumele icathulo namasokisi awufuna ukubona lezi bazi.
That's correct, madam.
Thank you.
Yewunjani?
And were you happy with his explanation?
Manje ngingaze wayithola wayamkela.
Yes, I checked, my lord, but I couldn't see any scars.
Ngahlola kodwa ngizange ngithole izibazi khona.
So he had no scars.
I couldn't see them, my lord.
Thank you.
Hayi angizange ngizibone.
So he was basically saying to you, even if you can check, but if there's a scar that you can find here, just know that me as a youngster, I grew up playing soccer, and we would get injured because we did not have the luxury to play on soft surfaces. Always be playing on hard surfaces, rocky areas there. Not so.
That was his explanation, my lord.
Thank you.
Nokuyena ngezele yakho ukuthi esemusha babedlalela endaweni lapho ke engagcina khona limele abangathola khona ukuthi ke khona izilonda ezashiya ibazi la enyaweni ngoba la yadlalela khona kwakuyindawo engekho engalungiselela ukudlala.
As it please the court, my lord, Mr. Meyiwa is raising his hand. May I request to
Okay.
approach him? Thank you, my lord. Thank you for the indulgence, my lord. Now you're telling this court that I'm sorry. Now you had to go and look at his leg because the first shot that went in the house actually struck the tile, the ceramic tile at 90 degrees, not so.
Manje uthe wena
So you had to go, I'm sorry, so you had to go and do a comparative analysis on that.
manje uthe khona inhlamvu eyashaya lapha phansi emhlabathini ngo-90 degrees. Emva kwaloko wafusa ukuthi uyomhlola ngoba wafuna ukubona ukuthi umphumela walokhu kwakungabe kuyini.
That's correct, my lord. I wanted to check if I could see anything.
Yebo ngangifuna ukuyobona ukuthi khona yini engingakubona.
But how did you know that that was the first shot which was fired?
Manje wazi kanjani ukuthi kwawuqala ukudubula ngaleso sikhathi?
My lord, if you listen to all the versions, especially of the witnesses who were in the house, they said
Yes.
the first shot went off, they all ran away,
Yes.
and when the second shot was there, they had the second shot.
Yes.
The second shot is when the deceased was shot. All of them were not around that area. So I could determine that that was the first shot.
Thank you.
Manje uma lalela kahle ufazi balabo bebekhona lapho usho ukuthi ukudubula oqala yilabo kuthiwa kona babaleka bonke and baseke bethi ke uma sekudutshulwa kwesibili bezwa and futhi lapho ke umufi adutshula khona so ke ileyo ke enhlamvu yokuqala engicabangela ukuthi yiyo le eyadala eyayishaya lapha phansi.
Thank you. Now you say when you listen, when did you have an opportunity to listen to the versions of the witnesses?
Manje wena wakwazi nini ukuthi uyozwa ukubekisa kwabandla kwalabo fakazi ababili lapha?
The version of the
You are saying when you listen to the version of the witnesses. Now I'm asking you, when did you listen to the versions of the witnesses to come to the conclusion that the first shot that hit the floor was shot at 90 degrees?
Wena ke wakwazi kanjani ukuthi uyolalela ukubekisa kwami ufakazi uze ukwazi ukuthola ukuthi inhlamvu yokuqala iyona le yangena ngo-90 degrees phansi eyashaya ngo-90 degrees phansi?
Well, the first time I heard of the version of the witnesses who were in the house is when they were acting that thing with General Mkote at the scene.
Hayi ngaqala ukuqala ngalesikhathi beyokhombisa ukuthi kwenzeka kanjani kuno General Mgodidi lapha endaweni yesigameko.
Thank you. So, was this investigation relating to a possible injury on the feet, not information? Let me put it this way: the pursuit of this investigation relating to the foot relating to the injury on the foot, was this not as a result of a request that was done by Brigadier Kininda that is to go and visit these people, Mr. Mnisi, where he was detained, take his height and also check other things?
Manje kuphishela wakho uthi uzwisisa kahle ukuthi kukhona mhlambe khona walimala ngesikhathi lenhlamvu ishaya phansi kwakungekona yini ukuthi awulandelela lokhu okwakwenziwe uBrigadier Kininda ukuthi ahamba ayobhekisisa ukuthi kwakwenzekeni lapha endaweni yesigameko?
My Lord, the request from the brigadier was about the height, not
Yes.
about the possible injuries or scars on the foot.
About the what?
The scars.
No, the first one was
About the height.
height of what?
The height
Of what?
of the
Oh, ulotshe uBrigadier Kininda mina ngithume kona kwawukuthi ngiyobona ukuthi mude kangakanani lo msolo.
Yeah.
Hayi ukuthi ngiyohlola ukuthi kwakungenzeka yini ukuthi kukhona owayelimele.
Thank you. But the height measurement and the determination of whether or not there was an injury on the feet happened on the same day, not so?
Manje ukuhlola ubude bomsolo nokuthi kungenzeka ukuthi khona yini owayelimele ngalelo langa kwenziwa ngelanga elilodwa kunjalo.
That's correct, man.
Yebo kunjalo.
Thank you. Now, basically, what you're telling these courts is that Brigadier Kininda says to you, Lieutenant Colonel Mangena, can you please go and take for me the height measurement of Mr. Mnisi, because I want to use it somewhere. And then they say yes. When you arrive there, out of your own accord, mero motu, because of what you heard from the witnesses, you also go to the foot, which instructions never came from Brigadier Kininda, not so?
Ukuthi uma wena usuthole uma esekuthumileke uBrigadier Kininda ukuthi hambe uyohlola ubude balo msolo lo, wena waqhubekela phambili wafuna nokwazi ukuthi angabe limele yini enyaweni ukuthi akakuthumanga ukwenza lokho.
My Lord, if it's ballistic related evidence that I must look at, I'm going to look at it. I'm not going to wait for Brigadier to ask me to check that.
Uma kuwukuthi khona ke ubufakazi engabuthola obahambelana nokuqhuma kwey'nhlamvu ballistic, angeke ngilinde ukuthi ngise ngithule, ngiyakwenza nje uma kuwukuthi khona ithuba lokwenza.
Thank you, but let's get this fact very clear. Let's not cloud it. Brigadier Kininda says to you, can you please go and check for me the height of Mr. Mnisi? Because I want to compare it with something, and then you say yes. Take your height, you try there. When you arrive there, then you say, oh, I also have a background here relating to a shot that was fired on the floor at 90 degrees. But despite the fact that Brigadier Kininda did not give me specific instruction on this one, nonetheless, I'll continue to do it. Is that what happened?
Manje njengoba uBrigadier Kininda wakuthumile ukuthi ufuna ukuthi uyofuna ubude kamsolwa umncube, usho ukuthi ke wena wafika lapha wavuma ukuthi uzoya lapha uyokwenza lo msebenzi, kodwa wasithi ke ngoba ukhona inhlamvu eyidutshulwe yayeshaya lapha phansi uvele wazitshela ukuthi ufanele naye manje usuyahlaziya ukuthi le nhlamvu lena kwenzekani ngayo khona oyalimala yini.
My lord, as I said, if it's ballistic related, I will continue to do that. But if it was not ballistic related, I wouldn't do that.
Hayi uma njengoba sengichazile ngoba nje ehambelana nokudutshulwa kwezibhamu nenhlamvu ngiyakwenza lokho kodwa ke ukuba ke kwangahambelani naloko ngangekwenza angengihlobo.
Now, you told to this court that you also visited, my memory serves me well, you correct me if it skips me here and there. You also went to see accused number. Did you go and see accused number 1 as well in order to take those measurements? Not
What?
really accused number 1, Mr. Sibia.
Manje emva ukuthi uthunywe kuyothatha uyokala umsolo umsolo sithathu ukuthi mude kangakanani wadlulela yini kumsolo wokuqala ukuthi uyomkala naye.
Yes, I did that one.
Yebo ngakwenza lokho.
And did you go and also visited Mr. Ntanzi? That's accused number 2.
Wamvashela yini bamntanzi umsolo sibili naye
To take measurements.
ukuthi nje uyomkala naye.
That's correct, my lord. I did that.
Yebo unjalo ngakwenza lokho.
Did you go to Mr. Mapisa and do the same thing, take measurements?
Wahamba yini waya kumaphisa wayomkala naye.
That's correct, my lord. I did.
Yebo unjalo.
And Mr. Ntuli as well. Take measurements.
Nakuba umntuli wayomkala naye.
Yes, we went to Mr. Mapisa, but Mr. Tan, accused number 5, Mr. Ndu.
Yeah.
But we didn't take the measurements on.
Yebo saya kumaphisa saya futhi naku entuli kodwa sizange simkale.
Thank you. Did you, when you visited Mr. Sibia, also Meremoto, that is now out of your own, request him to take off his shoes and socks in order to look at his feet?
Manje musufika lapha kusibiya wamcela yini ukuthi wena ke uzenzela ngokwakho. Wamcela yini ukuthi akakhumule izicathulo namasokisi ukuthi ubheke inyawo zakhe.
With accused number 1 and number 2, I did not do the exercise.
Angikwenzanga lokho kumsolo wokuqala nomsolo wesibili.
Thank you. What about to Mr. Mapisa?
Ngoba umaphisa yena
I did the same exercise.
ngakwenza lokho.
What about Mr. Ntuli?
Manje ke kumphemba yena
I did not do the exercise.
angizange ngikwenze lokho.
Thank you. Lieutenant Colonel, you are an expert at the ballistic science laboratory, not so?
Ngochwepheshe wase-ballistic laboratory akunjalo.
That's correct, my lord.
Yebo unjalo.
Were you in any event, in any event involved in the taking of evidence in this case?
Awukabandakanyeka yini ekuthatheni kobufakazi kule ndawo kuleli cala?
Let me put it this way. Were you part of the investigating team in this case?
Wawukhona yini kuleli thimba lokuphenya kuleli cala?
Investigating team, meaning I was part of the investigating team from the first team that started with the case. Every time when they need consultation, they will call me and consult with them, and then I'll go back. If they have any exhibits that needs to be examined, maybe to be compared with this stuff, they will call me and then they'll bring the exhibits. I will, like the way they brought all the firearms, they will call me as part of the team. But when they do other investigations, I was not part of it.
Ngomunye waleli thimba leli kuqaleni wathi ke uma kukhona izinto abaziphethe abafuna ukuthi ngizihlole babe ngibiza ngihloleke lezo zinto mase ngiqedile lapho kusho ukuthi ke angizange ngiphinde ngiqhubeke nokuthi ngiyokwenza okunye bengenza nje lokho okuhlola ngendlela ababengicela ngayo.
Now let's take it step by step. Investigating team will ask you to come and look at certain things. What team ever asked you to come and look at what things?
Manje-ke iliphi-ke ithimba eleza lezocela ukuthi ubheke izinto nokwakuyini lezi abecela ukuthi uzibheke?
But Malok, as I said, when they had meetings, they will call me to the meetings. When they had meetings, they will call me to the meetings. I'll attend the meetings. If they have any evidence that is ballistic related, they will call me. Maybe if they want me to compare other exhibits or other tests with the exhibit bullets from the scene, they will let me know, then I'll do the examinations.
Ya noma bekuthi benemhlangano babengibiza ukuthi ngiye kuleyo mhlangano ngiyohlangana nabo. Makhona incazelo ababesidinga bebengicela ukuthi ngibalethele lezincazelo. Futhi-ke uma kukhona abakutholile mhlawumbe ukuhambelana nokuhlola kwey'nhlamvu zesibhamu babekuletha nabo ukuthi ngikuhlole.
Yes, let us particularize. For instance, which team called you to come and look at what and where was the meeting held? That's the information in that
Ake
one.
siqonde ngqo ekutheni liphi ithimba lakubiza ukuthi uzobheka ini.
Just give us an example of a team that was led by General so-and-so or Commissioner so-and-so. They called me to come and do this and this and this is what I did. We met here at such and such a place. That's the information that I want from you.
Ngifisa ukuthi-ke ungichazele kona ukuthi vele ubekise ukuthi ngahlangana nethimba elaloholwa uBrigadier uSibanibani owangicela ukuthi siye endaweni enje nenje ngoba bebefuna lokhu nalokhu.
As I said, with General Mkote from DPCI, they called me when they went to the scene. I was there, they called me, I attended.
Yes.
And with General Ndlovu, I think that First Loras Police Station, when they attended the meeting at the boardroom, I attended the meeting. And
Njengoba sengishilo-ke uGeneral Mkoteli wakwangibiza ukuthi ngize emhlanganweni and futhi-ke noGeneral Ndlovu. uGeneral Ndlovu wangibiza la ukuthi uGeneral Ndlovu wangibiza ukuthi siye emhlanganweni. uGeneral Mkoteli lo sengishilo wayehamba nabaka-DPCI wathi angiye lapha ukuthi kuzobona ukuthi ofakazi bayichaza kanjani ukuthi kwenzekani ngalelela la.
Thank you. Would that also be the reason, sir, why you were involved in this up and down trip of trips of fetching exhibits from police stations to the ballistic forensic science laboratory?
Isona isizathu esasenza ukuthi uhambe phezulu naphansi ulanda-ke izinkomba ezazikhona ezibandakanya ilaboratory yeni ballistic.
Malak, it's not the up and down of fetching the exhibits. I examined the exhibits. I could see that I wanted to get the firearm, and I drove to go fetch the firearm and came back.
No, mina angisebenza nje ney'nkomba ezanginisi zona kodwa-ke kwathi ngisenza ngitshela ukuthi kunesibhamu ngahamba ngashayela ngayosilanda leso sibhamu.
Sir, I'll come to the issue of the firearm, and now that you're reminding me of it, I'll come to it. Let me just note it here. Thank you. Now, is it correct that your position as an expert is perceived as a neutral position?
Kuyiqiniso yini ukuthi njengoba-ke uwuchwepheshe
That's correct, madam.
indlela osenzayo kubonakala waziwa njengomuntu-ke phela ongathathi ihlangothi wathi yebo unjani.
Is it correct that the perception of your position is one that should be as follows? You are at a forensic science laboratory, investigating officers who are foot soldiers bring exhibits to you, you analyze them, you give them results, they see what to do with those results, not so?
Manje wena usenze laboratory amaphoyisa ke uma ethole izinto abafisa ukuthi sihlole baziletha kuwena ebese siyazihlaziya yazibheka and then ebese uvenika umbiko akunjalo.
I'll compile a report and give it to them.
Yes,
Please.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes, I do that.
Ethi yabo kunjalo.
And the reason why that is so is because you want to maintain the integrity of the very same institution that you're working for, so, not so, which is the South African Forensic Science Laboratory in the ballistic section, not so.
Uthi wenza kanjani ngoba uyazama ngaso sonke isikhathi ukuthi ugcine isithunzi sale ndawo senza kuyona i-forensic library akunjalo.
That's correct, my lord.
Yebo kunjalo.
Thank you. Now, how did you continue to maintain the integrity and the neutrality of the South African Forensic Science Laboratory, the ballistic section thereof, when Brigadier Kininda says to you, can you please go and take for me the measurement? And then you go there to the people that you're supposed to get this measurement from and add your own little investigation and say, no, so much, just because I can also go and look into their food. When that was not a specific mandate from Brigadier Kininda, how did you maintain that neutrality in those circumstances or in that instance?
Manje ke wawukwazi kanjani ke ukugcina isithunzi sale ndawo esenzelayo laboratory sokwaziwa njenge laboratory engachemile futhi nengathathi uhlangothi uma ukuthi wathi uthunyiwe uBrigadier Kininda ukuthi uyokala lo ufanele uyokala lapha wena ukuthi uye lapha uyokala umsolo wena ubona ukuthi uqhubeke wenze naloko ongatsheliwe noma ukuthunywa ukuthi uyokwenza lapha manje isithunzi ke lapho usigcina kanjani.
My lord, Brigadier Kininda did not say I must go fetch get the height of the accused or the suspects in this matter. Brigadier Kininda asked me, based on the reconstruction of the incident that I did, the trajectory that I did, can it be possible to determine if I have a person of this height, to determine if he can be the shooter in the case, or he can be maybe more or less the height of the shooter in the case. It's because it's ballistic related, that's why I did that. If it was not ballistic related, I wouldn't go there.
Cha Brigadier Kininda azange angitshela ukuthi ahambe ngiyokala lo muntu ukuthi ke ngithe uma sengichaza ukubekisa isithombe sokuthi ingathi kwenzekani ngalelo langa kwaseke kuba nombuzo ukuthi umuntu onobude obungaka kungaba uyena yini owadubula lapho ngaseke kungiphoqelela ukuthi ngiyokala lo muntu lo ababe naye ukuthi ngibone ukuthi angakwazi ukuthi abe uyena owadubula ngoba lokhu kuhambelana ke nokuhlolwa kwezinhlamvu nezibhamu kusho ukuthi ballistic ukuba kungahambelani ne-ballistic ngangeke ngikwenze lokho.
Thank you. You are again repeating it in your own words. Brigadier Kininda says to you, can you please go and determine the height of those people that I regard as people of interest? And then you say yes. Brigadier Kininda does not say to you, can you please also go and check on their food? Not so.
Brigadier Kininda wathi hamba ukala ukuthi bangabe badekanga na azange asho ukuthi hambe yohlola iy'nyawo zabo kunjani.
Brigadier Kininda is not a ballistic expert. I'm the expert. I'm the one who came with that information. It's possible that if the person was within that vicinity and a shot is fired, there's possibility of the fragments hitting that person and the food cannot be ruled out. So I just want to check if those people were not hit by the fragments from the same bullet.
Brigadier Kininda akayena uchwepheshe wezesibhamu imini uchwepheshe so mase ngithumile ukuthi ngiyabona ukuthi uma kuwukuthi abantu khona abantu ababekhona lapha endlini and futhi ke kwakudutshulwe ngalendlela so kwakufanele ukuthi ngiyohlola ukuthi lo muntu enobude obungaka ngaba kuyena yini odublile futhi ngiphinde ngibheke nokuthi ke mhlambe ke lezi ncezu zeinhlamvu zesibhamu akwenzekanga yini ukuthi ezinye mhlambe nentuthu yesibhamu isalele ukuze kwazi ukubonakala ukuthi mhlambe kungatholakala ubufakazi obungakhomba ukuthi ubani owayedubulile ngakwenza lokho ngoba kuhambelana neballistic.
I don't have a reason to believe that you don't understand my question because it is very clear. Brigadier Kinina does not say to you, when you arrive there, can you also look at their feet? You did that out of your own, not so.
This is the third time I think this question is being answered. The witness has already said that anything ballistic related, that's his competency. Is there a reason why this is now being repeated over and over again?
For the fifth time, Mr. Mnisi yesterday asked this question. Yeah, but allow it. We go on for the 10th time if you want to.
I hear the court saying yesterday I also asked
Yes,
the question.
And there was argument about whether Gininda came in, whatever, and he said he went to Pretoria at the police station there, it's Valeria.
Yes.
Found accused number what.
Yes.
And requested that person to undress, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
I listened to the evidence. And yesterday you questioned this witness about it. Am I correct or am I just dreaming, sir?
Correct, my lord.
You did ask this question yesterday.
I'm going to request to refer
Yes,
to
let's
the
play.
record.
Yes, let's play it now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
May we adjourn so we look specifically at that portion where I asked that question, my lord.
Okay, let's continue, but I can tell you, you did. Oh, my lord. Jesus.
My lord, it's just been brought to my attention again that actually yesterday we never said. Now, it struck me very strange for the court to say that I asked the very same question and I'm asking it for the 10th time today. I never asked that question.
Okay, let's ask
But
this
then the
witness.
record will tell.
Yeah, it will. You remember or you don't remember whether you were asked the same question?
The same question was asked several times.
I remember you saying if it's ballistically connected, I'll do this and that and that and that. Okay, let's go on because I am certain I heard it. Okay?
And it came from me, my lord.
Yes.
Thank you, my lord.
Because you are the guy who was cross-examining.
As it is the court, my lord.
You go.
Say, you know what? I could be asking this question so many times. The point that I'm driving at is your neutrality as a member of the Forensic Science Laboratory of South Africa and the integrity of that institution that you need to keep. When you just decide to do things willy-nilly out of your own accord simply because you're a ballistic expert, does that not have an impact on your neutrality or on the neutral stand that you should always have as a ballistic expert?
Manje njengochwepheshe-ke wezibhamu ukuthi-ke ufike endaweni ungaceliwe ebese-ke wenzela into obungaceliwe ukuyenza akwenzini ukuthi ube nomthelela ekutheni mhlambe kwehlisa isithunzi sendawo osenza kuyona ilaboratory nokuthi-ke kushiye nawe kungasabonakali ukuthi awusathatha ihlangothi.
My lord, if I get a crime scene where, let's say, a vehicle has been shot and somebody has been shot or sustained a gunshot wound, if I'm able to determine that when this person was shot was inside the vehicle, I'm not going to wait for the IO to ask me where this person, I'm going to mention that this person was shot while inside the vehicle or was shot while outside the vehicle. So if it's anything that is ballistic related, I'm going to mention it to the IO.
Bakuhambelanayo nokudutshulwa mhlawumbe sithi umuntu udutshule esemotweni kufanele ngikwazi ukuthi ngithi uma ngihlaziya ngibone ukuthi lo muntu udutshule ngaphakathi kwemoto noma udutshule ngaphansi kwemoto yethu ngoba-ke useshi-ke lapho bese ngibuza ngifanele ngikwazi ukunika impendulo ukuthi udutshule ngaphakathi noma ngaphandle kwemoto.
As it is a court.
I
Thank you,
believe
sir.
we are there to assist with the investigation, and we are there to guide the investigation. If it's ballistic related, we are there to assist them.
No, mina wabona santu umsebenzi wethu ukuthi ngiyosiza lapho futhi ke ngikwazi ukuletha impendulo ezihambelana mayelana nokuthuthulwa kwezibhamu.
And if I assist, it doesn't mean I'm biased.
Akusho ukuthi phela uma ukuthi ngiyasiza lapha akusho ukuthi ngiqinile.
Thank you. So, you know the example you just gave is way out of way, many kilometers out of way with what you did in this instance. Mr. Mnube is in prison. Was that a sin of crime? Where you visited him, was that a sin of crime?
Ngavakashela khona umuntu esejele kwakuyikhona indawo kwenzeka khona isigameko.
According to the IO, was he not a person of interest?
Uncube umuntu ebesifisa ukuthi singambheka njengokubona kwa-CIO.
Brigadier Gininda has asked me to come and measure him because he was a person of interest. And if he's a person of interest, I'll do anything that has to do with ballistics.
Uma ukuthi yilo muntu ke kubona sengathi singafanele simbheke mangithunya ukuthi ngiyombheka kufanele ukuthi ngenze wonke umsebenzi.
So, I hear the court saying, but nonetheless, I'm going to put it to you, sir, that your conduct in this particular instance totally removed the neutrality that you had to have as an expert from the ballistic forensic science laboratory. You basically from the forensic science laboratory became part of the investigating team in this instance. And I'm going to tell you what demonstrates that.
Indlela engibona ngayo ukuthi wena wawubonakala ukuthi usuthathe uhlangothi wagcina ngomunye walaba ababefanele balethe ubufakazi ngalelo langa ngoba wawuhlulekile ukuthi ugcine isiqu sakho njengongathathi ihlangothi ngalelo langa.
My Lord, if the investigating officer is requesting assistance, that is ballistic related, I'm going to be part of it if you request me to be part of it. And I'm going to guide them with any ballistic related incident. That does not mean I'm biased or I'm...
Akusho ukuthi ngithatha uhlangothi uma ngicelwe umseshi ukuthi ngimsize mayelana nezinto ezihambelana nokusetshenziswa noma ukuqhuma kwezibhamu nenhlamvu zesibhamu. So ke kusho ukuthi ke mina ngalelo langa uma ngicelile ukuthi ngimsize ngandlela thize ngiyamsiza ngaleyo ngandlela thize kodwa uma ukuthi kuhambela nezibhamu.
Thank you. I said I'm going to tell you why I say you did that. Now listen to the following. You have tried. You went your way. You even went to an extent of ignoring the very same teachings that you got from the gentleman that I asked you about, the Maddock and Moran, who taught you, number one, what CMS stands for, the art of identification of striations, the art of the comparison of bullets, the crime scene bullet and the test bullet. Despite the fact that on the totality of the evidence that you just gave before court today, yesterday, and also on Friday, in your own version when you said there was no proper transferability or reproducibility of the striations, nonetheless you went on to find that the bullet that was found at the scene does accord and compare with the bullet with the bullets which you have fired. And the reason why you did that is because you wanted to nail Mr. Mnisi. As the state told you that he's the person who had a firearm on that day in question. I'm not done, but you can respond to this one.
Mbona sengathi uzange uyilandelele indlela wawufundiswe ngayo Bruce Moran noJohn Murdoch ukuthi ke ulandelele indlela ezinhle zokuthi ubheke ubufakazi nokuthi ubheke impawu ezikhona einhlambini zesibhamu nokuthi uqhathanise inhlamvu zesibhamu ukuthi ubone ukuthi khona yini ukufana noma ngoba kuyabonakala ukuthi awuzange ubone ukuthi kukhona ukudlulisela enhlamvini impawu ezithile wakungekho kulezo inhlamvu owazibheka susela kule nhlamvu oyatholakala endaweni yesigameko kunayo futhi nakulezi inhlamvu lezi owazidubulile wena usho ukuthi-ke inhloso yakho lapho kwakungekhona ukuletha umbiko oqotho kodwa kwakuwukuthi-ke wawufuna ukuthi uninde umsolwa lo owawuzwile ukuthi uyena owayenesibhamu ngalelo langa wawufuna ukumninda ngecala.
My Lord, I'll say with confidence, and I'm 100% sure that the bullet that was found from the country is positively linked to this firearm. I have no doubt in that one. And I proved that I put my court charts there, which shows enough marks that were transferred by the firearm to those bullets.
Ngingakubeka-ke ngiqinisekisa ukuthi-ke inhlamvu eyatholakala endaweni yesigameko yayidutshulwe yiso lesi sibhamu esasihlola lapha and futhi-ke kuyacaca ukuthi ngempela umsebenzi sawenza lapho umsebenzi waveza ukuthi ngempela yiyona.
And second to that, sir, I'm going to put it to you. Further to the teachings of Bruce Moran and John Murdoch, which for a moment I thought you understood them, and I will be excused if you did not understand them, in terms of the consecutivity of the calculations of the striations. Because you wanted a result, you went against their teachings and found that the bullet that was sent to you as a scene bullet does match those bullets which you fired as test bullet from the alleged firearms. I mean from this alleged firearm, not arms.
Kuyaqhubeka lapho kuyabonakala ukuthi wazi kahle ifundo awufundiswe uBruce Moran noJohn Murdoch ngoba kuyabonakala ukuthi kulandelana kwempawu awuzange ukulandelisise ngoba wena inhloso yakho nje wawukuthi ufune ukuthi ube nomphumela othize ngoba kwagcina lapho usuthatha wathola ukuthi le nhlamvu lena yatholakala lapha endaweni yesigameko wasuthi iyahambisana ncimishi nalezi-ke owawuzidubulile ezokuthi uteste ngazo.
I've put my code chart here on the screen with 6 marks, 6 striation marks that appears on both the exhibits and the test. And I've marked only 6 of them because according to the CMS, you need only 6 marks to make it positive, or 2 sets of 3. And there I've showed 2 more. If I have to show more than that, I'll do that. But because the minimum is 6, that's why I showed only 6.
Mina-ke njengoba ngikhombisile lapha ngikhombisile ukuthi kubonakalile ngithole impawu eziyisithupha ngoba-ke kudingeka kuphela nje impawu eziyisithupha noma impawu ezintathu zitholakale ezindaweni ezehlukile ezimbili ngoba kudingeka nje iziyisithupha ngikhombisile lapha ngibekile ishati yami ngakhombisa ukuthi ngizitholile impawu ngitholile impawu eziyisithupha ezanginika ubufakazi obenele bokuthi ngikwazi ukuthi ngithathe isinqumo.
I did not compile only one code chart. I compiled 4 of them. Why is it only concentrating on one? The others will leave them out.
Ngibeke amashati amane yindaba-ke sigxila eshadini elilodwa.
you compiled 4 charts.
That's correct.
Athi ubeke amashadi amane wathi yebo.
Say, I'm going to put it to you that you only used bullet number, test bullet number 5 and test bullet number 4. All the charts that you are saying you compiled, the 4 of them, they're just the duplicates.
Unokubeka kwena ukuthi
They're just duplicates. in plural
wona
form.
amashadi akhombisa ezinye inhlamvu. Ngibona nje sengathi ishadi elilodwa kwenziwa amakhophi alo.
The court chart that I started with, that I presented in court, I was requested to point out the marks from the same court chart. That's why I used the same court chart. I didn't go for other court charts.
Sengizona leshadi engiyibekile phambi kwenkantolo angizange senzise enye ishadi ngoba kuthiwa ngikhombise iy'mpawu kuyona.
Thank you. You fetched the firearm as per request of Brigadier Mangena from Cleveland. The firearm that you ultimately used to fire the test bullet from, not so?
Uhambe walanda isibhamu uthunywe uBrigadier Mangena. Uthe uBrigadier, did you say Brigadier Mangena?
No,
you
I'm
said
sorry. If I say
Brigadier
Mangena, I'm saying.
So I didn't
Maybe
know.
it's a good omen. You are going to be a brigadier. I don't know.
Can you please
But I
let me
said
speak
I wanted to say
Brigadier?
Brigadier Mangena. Brigadier Kininda.
So can you please rephrase your question so that you can get it right?
Excuse me?
Can you please rephrase your question because a lot of things.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of Kinindas and Mangenas. Thank you. Let me be very precise. You were requested by Brigadier Kininda to go and fetch the firearm from which you ultimately fired test bullets, not so from Cleveland.
Cela uBrigadier Kininda ukuthi uhambe uyena nesibhamu leswagcina usisenzisele ukuthi udubule amabhuleti okuhlola ngawo ama-test bullet.
My Lord, Brigadier Kininda did not ask me to or request me to go fetch the firearm. I compared the tests which were fired by a warrant officer, rule of with the bullet from the crime scene.
uBrigadier Kininda ngizange ngitshela ukuthi ngiyolanda isibhamu. Mina ngithathe lezi nhlamvu lezi ezasidutshulwe warrant officer, rule of ngase ngiqhathanisa nenhlamvu eyatholakala esigamekweni.
Yes.
And my Lord, after I compared that, I could see the similarities, but I could not see clear individual markings on the test bullets.
Okay.
Ngathi ke mase ngiqhathanisa ngabona ukuthi kukhona ukufana nokuthize kodwa ngangasiboni kahle izimpawu ezazonginika isiqiniseko esigcwele.
You could not see clear individual markings on rule of test bullet. Thank you. Proceed.
And I called Brigadier and informed him that I want that firearm, I want to shoot additional tests since the bullets are 2 different types of bullets.
Ngase ngitshela uBrigadier ukuthi ngiyasidinga leso sibhamu ngifuna ukuphinde ngiyodubula ngoba ngifuna ukudubula inhlobo ezimbili zenhlamvu lo ngoba ngiyadinga lokufaka.
And he informed me that the firearm is at the police station, at Cleveland police station,
I said,
but
"Tell her-
at the SAP-13.
Wase ngitshela ukuthi lesi sibhamu sise Cleveland police station sifakwe ngaphansi kwe-SAP-13.
And he said the firearm did not have the serial number. So he's not sure if we are going to find that, go get that firearm. That's why I said no, I'll go look for it because I know where to start looking for it. If to identify, or maybe to be able to identify that firearm, I know where to start looking for the firearm.
Wasethi-ke iy'nombolo zesibhamu zasezisuliwe so wasethi ngizoba nenkinga enkulu ukuzama ukuthola lesi sibhamu. Wase ngitshela ukuthi cha ngiyazi ukuthi ngizoye ngiyosifunaphi lesi sibhamu ngikwazi ukusithola.
But now exactly there. Realizing that there's a similarity between the test bullet from rule of say and most probably with the scene bullet, although there were no individual markings on rule of say bullet, you then formed the view that you needed that firearm. Why didn't you request Gininda to bring that firearm himself?
Mina ngazicela ukuthi uBrigadier Gininda kube uyena okulethela leso sibhamu ngoba ngiyabona ukuthi wabona ukuthi ngathi kukhona ukufanana okuthize phakathi kwenhlamvu esasidutshule ileli phoyisa leli urule officer kodwa wabona ukuthi lezi mpawu lezi lezo inhlamvu lezo azilingani ukuthi zingakunika isiqiniseko ukuthi kufana ncimishi nempawu ezitholakala enhlamvini lephuma endaweni yesigaba yini-ke ungamcelanga ukuthi akuye yena uGininda okulethelayo leso sibhamu?
As I said, I know how to identify that firearm. If I would say for Brigadier, you can go to the station and fetch it. How many of the firearms were at the station without the serial number? You could have brought any firearm that maybe probably bring the wrong firearm. So if I go there, I know how to identify the firearm. That's why I said, no, I'll go and look for it so that I can identify it.
Ngiyabona kungcono ukuthi kube mina ohamba efuna leso sibhamu ngoba bengisaba nje ukuthi njengoba yena ngiyocophelela mayisuka lapha ethi yofuna lesi sibhamu zaziningi ibhamu ezingenazo iy'namba lapho engathatha nanoma isiphi isibhamu asilethe. So mina ngabona ukuthi mina ngingakwazi ukuthi ngiyosikhombela ukuthi isibhamu esidingekayo yisiphi. Yikho-ke ngabona kungcono ukuthi kuhambe mina ngiyofuna leso sibhamu.
And I've mentioned that if the firearm was with the owner or was with the company, I wouldn't go and fetch it. I would ask him to go fetch it and bring it to me.
Futhi okunye ukuthi uba lesi sibhamu kumniniso noma sasikwenyika senkampanini ethile ngangeke ngimtshela ukuthi ngizoya ngiyosilanda ngangethi ngizona kube uyena oyosilanda.
And indeed, you went to Cleveland to search for the firearm, or you requested Captain Charlie to assist you, and then he gave it to you. But when you received the firearm, the seal thereof was broken, not so. The seal back thereof was broken, not so.
Manje wona-ke wasuya-ke eCleveland wafika wathola uCaptain Charlie wakusiza ukuthi uthole leso sibhamu. Kodwa ekutholeni kwakho leso sibhamu wathola ukuthi isikhwama leso sasifake kusona isibhamu sasivuliwe.
That's correct, my lord. Not all the firearms at the SAP 13 are in sealed bags.
Akuzona zonke ibhamu ezivuka ngaphansi kuka-SAP 13 ezifakwe ey'khwameni ezingavuliwe.
Now that's very interesting, because Captain Muchali said that these firearms were destined for destruction, and each firearm had to be put into a seal bag. He said that without no doubt. He was very specific about it. And you,
Captain Charlie wayengangabazi umechaza ukuthi zonke ibhamu ezaziwe SAP 13 ngaphansi kwakhe zazi kwakuhloswe ukuthi zizoya ziyopheliswa. Manje-ke uthi yena wayengangabazi nancane nje ukuthi iy'bhamu ayenazo zasisey'khwameni ezivaliwe ezivalisisiwe.
I'm sorry, and you have said, when I asked you questions, what would you do when you receive a seal? What does the forensic science laboratory deal with a firearm that they receive in a broken seal? And your answer was, we don't even receive it. Why did you receive this one?
Manje-ke ngikubuzile mina ukuthi uma ukuthi khona isibhamu esizasise esikhwameni esingavalisisiwe wena uzokwenzani? Wasithi wena cha ngeke sisamukele leso sibhamu. Manje-ke usuyangitshela ukuthi isibhamu leso wasithola sisesikhwameni esingavalisisiwe. Manje ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi wawusamukelelani?
When the detective books out the firearm from the SAP 13 to send them to the lab for analysis, they find them not in sealed bags. They seal them so that they can send it to us for analysis. Now in this case, the firearm is at the SAP 13, is destined for destruction. It was in a box, but it was still in the bag that was sealed by a warrant officer ruler, so when the firearm goes back to the station.
Manje-ke uma beletha ibhamu la kithina awusho ukuthi baziletha ngekhwama ezingavalisisiwe, kodwa-ke ngayena uma ngiyothatha lesi sibhamu lesi yebo sasisesikhwameni esingavalisisiwe kodwa sasisebhokisini ngoba zasifanele ziyopheliswa lezi bhamu. So-ke Ukusho ukuthi-ke amaphoyisa azifaka kuleso sikhwama kulezo zikhwama kulesi sikhwama-ke sona sasivalisiswe uRulops.
So, I'm just wondering if you've got your affidavit where you're dealing with this firearm here. I can't remember now. What exhibit was it? Exhibit? I'm told that exhibit X13C. Can you please go through your affidavit and show us a line or a paragraph that said when you arrive at Cleveland Hospital, the firearm. What did I say?
What's happening now here?
Yes, yes, yes.
What's happening now?
At Cleveland Police Station. I'm sorry, my lord. I'm being corrected because I said hospital instead of
hospital. Okay.
no. I'm saying I said Cleveland Hospital.
Yeah, I heard
it
you.
was just a slip of a tongue.
heard you, yeah.
I should have said Cleveland Police Station. But nonetheless, can you please show us a paragraph or a sentence in your affidavit that says, upon your arrival at Cleveland Police Station, you found this firearm that you had to go and fetch there, which was in a box, which was in the seal in which it was sealed by Mr. Rudolphs.
Usikhombiseke lapho kwa-affidavit yakho ukuthi ikuphi lapho le khona ukuthi wathi kumyolanda esibhamu le-Cleveland sasisebhokisini lalivalisiswe uRulops.
That's his evidence.
That is what he just said, my lord.
I found it in an open bag. That bag was sealed by Warrant Officer Rudolph Soweni after examining this file.
Mina ngasithola esikhwameni esivuliwe ngoba owayegcine ukusivalela esikhwameni kwaku-Warrant Officer Rudolphs.
Mr. Lieutenant Colonel, just be sincere. You also mentioned a box there. You also mentioned a box. So I
Yes.
want you to take me to a passage where you said it was in a box, it was sealed by, it was in a seal that it was sealed in by Warrant Rudolphs in your affidavit.
My lord, if it's in a box, in a seal bag, I don't mention a box.
Uma ukuthi-ke sasisebhokisini azange ngikhulume lutho ngebhokisi.
Do you agree with me that which you've just told to the court now is not there in your affidavit?
I don't put it in my affidavit. I put it the seal bag. I said it's in an open bag with now the same number that Warrant Officer Rudolph sealed it in. So I don't have to mention that it was in a box. Do I have to mention that? Do I have to mention everything that I did at the station? No, I don't mention that.
Okay. Thank you.
Ukuthi ngifake ngiveza konke okwenzeka e-police station ngishilo njengokuthi esebhokisini ngasho ukuthi esisikhwameni esasigcina sivalwe u-Warrant Officer Rudolphs.
You know what is strange as well? Mr. Mchali, or yes, Mr. Mchali, the SAP 13 chief at Cleveland said, I used his own seal, not a seal that was used by Warrant Officer Rudolph said. Now you are telling this court that the seal that was broken is the seal that was used by Warrant Officer Rudolph, not so.
That's correct, my lord.
Yes, but Mchali said, no, I used a different seal. I used my own seal, not really his personal, but a seal. In other words, he used a different seal, not the one that was used by rule of say.
Umtshalo uthi yena wasebenzisa isikhwama esivalisekayo esihlukile kulesi sasetshenziswa uRulops.
My lord, on paragraph 7 of my report, I said on Monday the 20th of July 2020, I received an open seal bag with number PA 400081085, marked inter alia Cleveland case 96 of 2015, and SAP 1386/2015 that contained the said firearm. On warrant officer rule of statement, paragraph 10, on the 13th of February 2015, the exhibits mentioned in paragraph 3.1 to 3.3 were sealed in an evidence bag with number PA 400081085. It's the same bag.
Okay.
Le number lena engibhalile lapha mina ukuthi ngangithole lapha ngomhla ka-20 kuJuly 2020 ukuthi ngathola isikhwama esasinenombolo lo PA 400081085 esasimakwe ukuthi kwezinye indawo ukuthi Cleveland MAS 96/02/015 and SAP 1306/2015 esesinalesi spam iyona ncimishile number eyayi kulesa sikhwama nale eyayi se lapha kumbukiso lo ka rule officer okhipha yona le number ukuthi spam sasibeke kusona lesi sikhwama.
Lieutenant Colonel Mangena, it doesn't matter whether you found it in a seal bag that was used by Captain Charlie or a seal bag that was used by warrant officer. Rule of the fact of the matter is the seal bag was broken when you found it.
Ukuthi wasithola isikhwama ukuthi sathola isibhamu sesikhwameni sikamtshali noma esika-rule officer okusalayo nje ukuthi isikhwama sasivulile.
And
But
further
that's a
on,
lot,
let me
it's the same
proceed.
bag.
Let me proceed.
Sorry. Let him finish.
It matters, as I said, it matters a lot, my lord, because it's the same bag that
Okay,
the
thank you.
officer sealed.
Thank you.
No, okusemqoka ukuthi nje yisona leso sikhwama esavalisiswa warrant officer rule officer.
And Mr. Muchali told this court that he sealed it in his own seal bag. He was very surprised when I read this passage of your affidavit to him, that when you arrived there, you found it in an open seal bag. Very surprised.
Can maybe, my lord, we have a court record to
Yeah.
assist us, you know. I
Yeah,
think if such
what time
a
is it?
proposition is
What time is
put,
it? Yeah, because as I remember the evidence, it's like you're talking like 120 firearms. I'll just tell you, Mr. Mnisi.
I did not hear
You seem to
the...
forget the evidence of, is it Commander Singh? Commander Singh,
Singh, yes.
the Indian gentleman who came here and said he was in charge of the destruction of redundant firearms, etc., etc., and that he had signed a register that the firearm, which was allegedly tested by a rule officer, must be destroyed. But God works in strange way. It was never destroyed.
it's actually Bayat.
Bayat, yes.
Yes, madam.
That's it. Rule officer came to this court with a firearm. And I said to him, you are standing there, bring it here, I want to see it. The very firearm which is the issue of contention in this trial. He took it out. I actually grabbed it and looked at it because I said, I want to see it. And then I said, give it to each and every of the advocates there. You remember that?
Yes, madam.
Oh, good. Then he gave it to the advocates, and then he had a box, a blue box. Went in, there were about 9 or 13 cartridges. I said, bring those here. I want to see them. What time is it? Maybe we should adjourn. People are tired.
It's 19 minutes past 3.
Yeah, continue tomorrow.
We'll continue
So
tomorrow, madam.
that's part of the evidence.
Thank you, madam.
And this witness,
Yes.
I don't think, he never denied that there was an open bag in which you took it out.
That's correct.
He never denied it. I mean, we're just wasting time. He agreed that when he got to Cleveland, the firearm was there under the badges which had to be destroyed. And then Charlie also says that. And then when I asked him, Charlie, Do firearms vanish at Cleveland?